You're checking some other news that is new this morning. A report just released by the Rhode Island Foundation, and it lays out a series of guidelines for a proposed hospital mega merger as the clock is ticking for regulators to decide whether or not it's okay to move forward with a Lifespan-CNE New England merger.
12 News reporter Kayla Fish has been combing through this new report. She joins us live this morning in studio to break it all down.
Well, this deal combining the two biggest hospital systems in the state could have a major impact on how health care is delivered here in Rhode Island. So the Rhode Island Foundation put together a report that says if this is going to go through, here's what needs to be done in order for it to work for all Rhode Islanders. Lifespan and Care New England announced plans back in February to join forces and become one system affiliated with Brown University. Just yesterday, the Attorney General and Department of Health deemed the hospital's merger application complete, a milestone that now kicks off a 120-day review of the deal. A committee convened by the Rhode Island Foundation has spent months gathering community feedback and ideas. That input is summed up in a nearly 70-page report just released this morning with guidelines for how the deal should be structured. The recommendations are divided into 8 categories, including equity, oversight, access, and cost.
Generally, people want to be able to go to a doctor and be able to afford it. They want to be able to go to a quality hospital nearby and afford it. We need to make sure that's all still in place and gets better. The idea is for this to be one of the best healthcare systems in the country, with Lifespan, with Care New England, and with the affiliation of Brown University.
Now, this report is now in the hands of the regulators, who have until March to make a final decision on the merger. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll take a closer look at the specific recommendations in this report. In the meantime, Target 12 politics editor Ted Nesi has a full breakdown of the report. You can find that right now on our website, WPRI.com. Live in studio, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
To other news now, if the two biggest hospital systems in the state become one entity, they need to do so in a way that's going to work for everybody.
Yeah, that's the message in a newly released report as it lays out a series of guidelines for the proposal for Lifespan and Care New England to merge. Kayla Fish is joining us now with a closer look at the report, all new this morning.
Well, Rhode Island Foundation CEO Neil Steinberg tells me this deal needs strong oversight and a series of guardrails, so to speak, so that Rhode Islanders have access to quality, affordable health care if this merger goes through. Now, this morning, a committee convened by the foundation came out with a list of recommendations for regulators to consider while deciding whether to okay the proposed merger between Lifespan and Care New England and its affiliation with Brown University. The new report calls for expanding access to care, improving health outcomes, and increasing the diversity of the hospital's workforce. The committee also proposes the creation of a new governing body to act as a sort of watchdog for an entity of this size. Another recommendation, the hospitals and Brown should commit $50 million to invest in the community. Steinberg tells me their goal was to make sure Rhode Islanders can have their voices heard.
What's proposed could have a big impact on how healthcare is delivered in this state. And we want to make sure that the goal of this to have better healthcare for people, so that we do not want them to be concerned. We want them to be confident that there's a process that will be reviewing what's proposed so that they will still have access like they do now or better, that the costs will not go out of control.
So this report comes now that scrutiny of this proposed mega merger is kicking into high gear now that the Attorney General and Department of Health have deemed the hospital's application complete. Regulators have until March 16th to make a decision on the deal. You can read more about the report's recommendations right now on our website, WPRI.com. Live in studio this morning, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
Kayla